Hello, it's Nikki, and today I want to talk about agents. Now, I was an agent for 6 years as my alternative job alongside being an actor, and I've also had an agent for 21 years. So I've been in this conversation of agents for a long time. I also know loads of actors as an agent. I interviewed loads of actors, and I still feel that the world of agents and management is a little bit confusing sometimes because we want to answer the question in a neat way. So we might want to say, can you recommend any good agents? And that question is really closed in what you can then offer. It's actually your job to do the work first, the process, to figure out what a good agent for you is. And it's almost like, can you recommend any good holiday destinations? Well, everybody's got their own view of what a good holiday destination is. And it's the same with agents. How somebody's going to work in one circumstance is going to be different from another person. So I want to give you some tools today. I want to give you 4 C's that can be your checklist as you go into these meetings. I also know that lots of influencers and personal brands and authors, and this works for any agent. So you don't have to be an actor, although that is just my experience of being signed in terms of an actor and a speaker. So the first C that you need to explore when you're in communication. So this is maybe in the early stages of the emails back and forth, arranging the meetings, but this can also be applied to when you're in the room as well. The first C is, and this might surprise you because it's like, no, surely the other things come first. No. Number 1, do you feel comfortable? And when I say comfy, this is not like the version of you in your pajamas watching Netflix and having a takeaway on your knee. I'm not necessarily talking about that version. I'm talking about how are you feeling in your body in this meeting? Are you feeling like you? Are you feeling that you can show up as your true self? Now, of course, again, there is a professional version of you, and also it's not an agent's job to essentially be your therapist. You know, you can do that work outside of it. But it's those moments where you go into a meeting room and like the receptionist might treat you badly, or, you know, the tone of the email is just a bit rude, or the way they speak to you on the phone, it's like, oof, I feel like I'm being told off here and I'm not really sure why. I think that you have to be comfortable. You have to be able to be comfortable speaking professionally, conducting yourself, feeling like you can be honest, feeling like you can be you, and feeling like you're in a thriving situation. If you get any red flags, or it's always that thing that if you go for a coffee and they're really rude to the person who is serving the coffee for no reason whatsoever, and you get that, oh, I don't know, that doesn't really feel good, or, oh gosh, are they like that all the time? Run, because your instinct will be right on this. And it's not you being oversensitive or over picky. It's about really leaning in to what your level of comfort is. Number 2, is this a collaborative process? And I think so often, actors especially, and maybe I've been guilty of this as well, you feel that when you sign with an agent, they're going to do everything for you. But the truth is, if you look at this in terms of a commission rate, so whether this is like 80-20 or 85-15, whatever your rate is, you have to take responsibility for your part of the commission. So you have to do 80% of the work. They're there to do all of the other things. So even though it might be tempting to go, oh, great, now I'm signed, I don't have to do anything, it has to be a collaborative process. And as tempting as it might be to say, have you got me anything? Or like, did you put me up for this thing? You have to do your side as well. Equally, if you're doing all of the things and you're not getting anything in return, that feels a bit off as well. So make sure that it's a collaborative process, that you're going to be able to work together and that you're on the same page. Number 3, the communication. Does the communication feel good? For example, does it feel comfortable? Does it feel collaborative? And do you feel like you can have that 10 to 6 call? Because I think so much of business is done at 10 to 6. Like, we need to make a decision by the end of the day. Can you get on the flight tomorrow? We need to sign this up. Are you happy with everything in the contract? You need to have that trust and that connection with people. So really make sure that that communication is there. Equally, can you have that shorthand with somebody? Are they going to come to this relationship in a lovely, transparent, clean way? Can you ask questions when you're not sure? Or are they going to make you feel like you're really stupid? Really listen out to all of the aspects of communication. And number 4, do you have the same creativity goals? This is a really important one to have, because there may be some agents that, so I had shall I say it? Yes, I shall, because it's coming out my mouth. I had a meeting with an agent who offered me representation yonks ago. And I knew that, and this is bold me saying this, but if I say it, I'm going to give you permission to do that. This agent wasn't dreaming big enough for where I wanted to get to. And I often think that I spent the first 18 years of my life trying to get to London. So by the time I was in London, I was like, I'm not letting this go now. I'm here. Like, let's make it happen, because I felt like I'd been warming up for those first 18 years. And so I was looking for somebody who would match me in that way of like, yeah, let's go. Let's think about this creatively. Like, how can we make it happen? Also, I've been a coach for 11 years, so I have that mindset. I have that strategy. I've worked really hard on myself, getting myself into that spot. I've not been somebody who's like, well, I did all my growth at 23 and that's it. 20 years later, I feel like I'm only just getting started. So creatively, you have to be on the same page. Now, sometimes this might be tricky, because they might say, well, you've got to go and do these 3 things that you feel like maybe you're a bit, I don't know, beneath, or it's like, I don't really want to do that short film because it's not paid. There has to be a give and take. There has to be an element of giving people what they need. So maybe that show reel of the short film is going to help them open the next door for you. It's about that communication. But I really want you to do that creativity test and make sure that you are aligned. So just to recap, are you comfortable? Is this collaborative? Is the communication going to be great? And can you creatively work together? I have an audiobook on this, so you can go to my acting page on my website, nickyraby.com, and you can download it immediately. There's a whole topic of agents, but loads of other things as well within there. I hope it's useful for you. It's called Be Ready for Your Lucky Break, and it's a handbook for actors, and it combines my 25 years of acting experience, my 10 years, nearly 11 of coaching, and 6 years of agenting, and it's a beautiful triangle all joined together. So if you want some support, if you're thinking about applying for drama school, if you're about to leave drama school, there are so many great nuggets in there, and I wish you all the best. If you've got questions, if you want me to make more videos on this, let me know, and I'll see you next time. Bye.